Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Men need to directly experience multiple women. Men need to directly experience multiple women. And let me be abundantly clear. Let me be perfectly clear. Let me be clear beyond belief. Let me just be clear. That don't necessarily mean sexually. Now it'd be great, hey, if you got it like that, fine. But in order to really understand women, you have to actually engage them. Yeah, it's great you watch channels like this to get a perspective, but you got to go out and actually talk to women. You got to engage them. And I've said this before, but it's very important because a question I'm starting to have with a lot of guys is, how many women have you dealt with? Just period. Seriously. There's a lot of guys who, for whatever reason, they really haven't engaged women. And when I say engaged, I don't mean just saying hi to a woman, checking them out, an occasional hi. I mean, how many have you just had a conversation with? A conversation, that's just a brief thing, like you in a grocery store or something, or some retail store, and you thanking them for their service or something like that. Like you talking to women. You get an idea about their personality, even if it's not sexually motivated. Like I've talked a lot about a man having female friends. It's nothing wrong with that because then you can talk to women, and they need to be women outside your family. And you see, here's the thing with it. Then you actually learn women. Then you actually learn what your tribe is. Then you actually see women in their true nature. See, a lot of guys, they ain't really, if you talk to a lot of guys and you say to them, well, how many women have you gone out with? None, not really. Okay, how many have you even tried to talk to? Well, no, not really, because they're this and, oh, well, hold up. Based on what? Like I've had some guys there hit me up, like one guy in particular, I'm starting to think he's on the spectrum. He keeps hitting me up, asking me the same thing. You know, talking about, well, these women think I'm ugly. Then when I would ask him a couple times, because I ignore the question now, I'll say, well, how many? And he'd never give me an answer. But it's like, are you assuming? Did a woman specifically say that? See, a lot of guys out here, they speculate when it comes to women. They don't know directly. They either going by what they see online, what they see, but not their direct experience. Not their direct experience, or their direct experience is very, very, very limited. Like I remember one guy, he would always say, oh, these women this or that, but then someone else was asking him, well, how many women have you actually approached? Well, I don't really approach one. Well, how you know? How you know? See, when I'm saying direct experience. That's why even for everything I say go out there and experience it. Because at the end of the day, I can tell you what I've seen. And I can definitely tell you what I've personally experienced, but you're not me. You're not me. And I say, go find out for yourself. Go find out for yourself. Because, you know, some people get caught up into like that whole receipts thing. That's a great example. Okay. I mean, I can point you to some pics with me, and people who seen me out personally, they know what's up. But what's good is that doing you? You the one got to still talk to the woman. See, when you experience women, you know one thing beyond all shadow of a doubt, how they treat you. You don't have to speculate and stuff. And that's all that's important, how they treat you. And then you find out, see, because a woman, she could be mean. There could be a group of 10 men. She could be totally mean and bitchy to 5 of the men. The other men, she's totally submissive, cooperative, funny, everything. So you got to figure out, okay, how do the women treat me? Now you can get a perspective on how they doing something with different men, and even, the man could even tell you, but you got to say, okay, this is me now. And the only thing you have to do, you got to experience it directly to know where you are. Like you got guys talking about game and everything. Only way you're going to learn the game is to play it. Like, I'll give you the example of basketball. Okay, you can look at all the videos on basketball. You can see everything. You know, you can see, and you could, you know what, you could do all that, but you ain't gonna know till you're in the game. There's a big difference between watching something and actually playing a game. You know, you actually gotta do the work. It's a totally different thing. when you actually plan something, when you engaged in the activity. See, you got to talk to women just to see what's up. Then you start learning. Like I talk about a tribe. Well, how you going to know if it's a tribe if you're not engaging the women? How you going to know, okay, this type of woman is generally friendly to me. This type of woman might take a while. You ain't going to know. Because I know what I know about women from the amount of women I've encountered, and not just sexually. And I've said that before. Like even sexually dating them and stuff, okay, yeah, good number, very good number. If you talk about any woman I've engaged with the purpose of trying to get in their drawers. And I ain't getting all their drawers, but I learned from the experience. Or date them. There's plenty of women I dated I was good if I got a handshake at the end of the night. But then plenty more, some other ones might got that kiss. But then there's some women I didn't date. I might have been at a party and kissed them. Or, did some other things. But I experienced that. Or just being around some women, you just talking with them, you getting their perspective, they telling you some stuff. See, when you do that, then you can learn. It's like a memory bank. Every time you can learn something, you get a perspective, you see it. And it's important because it's from your perspective. You'll figure out like your tribe. You'll figure out, okay, these type of women are always receptive. I got to do a little bit of work. And these, I just keep it moving. Then all of a sudden stuff becomes easier for you. Because then you'll see a woman you already know, okay, she's going to be receptive. You'll see her because you'll know, because one of the things you'll be figuring out is, okay, this woman she's in this social class. She got this body build. She believes in this religion. Okay. And this is what I'm bringing. Okay. She'll be good. This other one, I'm going to have to work. This other one, I'm not, if we get together, she got to do the work. And this other one, I need to run. But you learn, you got to get out. That's why when guys ask about talking to women, what do I say? Practice saying hi to 3 women a day. Start out, and then you can expect after about at least 20, a minimum 21 days, but definitely after 90 days, when you get that down, then you can expand the conversation. And then when you run into a woman or see a woman that you know what you're really feeling, the conversation is easy. But to even get to that point, you got to engage. You got to engage. You have to. That's the only way. There's no magic word or anything. One of the mistakes people make is, many men make, they looking for a magic word, or they want to read a book on it. Say, no, okay, you can read the book, but you still got to go out there. You can watch videos like this, but you still got to go out there. That's the important thing. You got to get out there and actually engage women. Because I'm finding with a lot of guys that when you really talk to them or really listen to them, they saying all these problems, but then if you say, well, how many women have you just even tried to talk to? They might be like, well, 10. If you can count them, if you pass the age of 20 and you can count them, oh, you got some real issues. And let's just be real with it. A lot of it will have to do with you. You got to ask yourself. Now, when you said, okay, I'm having all these problems with 1,000 women and you can count them all, you actually bothered to count them and you keep having the problems, well, that's still on you. Because you got to say, okay, the only thing they had in common was you. That's the important thing. But then you can switch up. I talked about like the player skill of adapting. One of the things I've talked with guys who are good with getting women, regardless, they've encountered a lot of them. And it's not always about trying to get with all of them, but they just generally good with talking with women. You put them in a room full of women and they are comfortable. They can talk with women. It's actually better if you learn how to, it's kind of like playing basketball and learning how to move around without the ball, or soccer or something, learn the total thing. And then that's part of the whole game. So then when you encounter the woman that you actually want to deal with, it's easy. But then you know the other stuff. But you have to get out there and do it. That's the important thing. So anyway, want y'all to roll that way. Get out there. Just talk, y'all. Seriously. Because, and don't get caught up. Okay, one woman called you ugly. Okay. The next one might not. Or the next one might be, she might be the one to talk to you and say, hold up, baby, you need to be doing this. I end this with a story. I told this one before. I remember one of my things I would do in high school, right? I would walk up to a woman, give her my phone number, and walk away. And it was total game. But I remember I did that. I was in the mall with my boys, and I said, "Oh, hold up, let me give her my number." I walked up, gave her the number. She said, and I'll never forget because she was a little bit older. She said, hold up, baby. Come on, man, you can't be doing it like that. And she bought me and my boys some lunch and everything, you know, and just talked with us. And she was like, look, you doing all that stuff, you don't need to do it like that. Now, I ain't get with her. She wasn't trying to get with me, but she took me to the side, said some stuff. I learned a lot of stuff. Boom. Because, see, you can learn, I'm going to tell you what, you can learn a lot. You actually learn a lot moving without the ball. You can learn a lot by not trying to get some pussy. Just talk with them, get them comfortable. You can learn a lot. Now, I know some guys say, oh, no, don't do that. Just deal with them just because. No. Listen to somebody who ain't bitching about women. Trust me, you can learn a lot. You can learn what one tells you to seduce another one. Boom. So, anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.